A young man comes from behind and taps a young woman on the shoulder, saying, "Hello." The woman gets up angrily, but the young man says, "Calm down. Don't you recognize me?" He introduces himself, and the woman says, "I'm sorry, I couldn't recognize you." Just then, the woman's husband arrives angrily and says, "Stay away from my wife." The woman tells her husband, "Calm down. He is my classmate." The man looks at the young man and says, "You've changed a lot. You look like you're in very bad condition." The woman says she feels very sorry for him. The woman tells her husband that he should apologize for being rude. Pretending to hug the woman, the man secretly slips her purse into the young man's pocket. The man then says, "We're getting late. Take care of yourself." The man and the woman begin walking away. On the other side, the young man checks his pocket and finds a purse. Meanwhile, the man asks the woman to give him the money. The woman checks her purse, but it is missing. The man immediately says, "That poor young man must have stolen it." At that moment, the young man comes running toward them and says, "This is your purse. I found it among my belongings." The woman says, "Thank you very much." The woman then tells him that if he wants, he can work in the cleaning department of her company. The young man says, "Thank you very much. I really need a job." The woman gives him some money and says, "Buy the things you need." He refuses at first, but after she insists several times, he accepts the money and says, "Thank you very much. I will definitely come tomorrow." The next day, the young man is cleaning the office when suddenly the man arrives with his girlfriend. Seeing the young man, the man becomes angry and says that if he tells the woman anything about this, he will have him fired. The young man quietly walks away. The man and his girlfriend then begin planning to transfer all of the woman's property into their own names. The young man overhears their conversation. A little later, he enters the office to look for evidence. Just then, the man arrives and angrily asks him what he is doing with the belongings. At that moment, the woman also arrives. The man falsely accuses the young man of stealing and says, "Take this young man away immediately." A security guard comes and escorts the young man out of the office. Later, the young man goes to the woman and tells her everything. He says he has proof and asks her to come with him. The woman goes with him. They secretly hide and listen to the man and his girlfriend talking. The woman takes out her phone and starts recording a video. The young man then walks up to them and says, "Your game is over." The man replies, "You can't prove anything." The young man says, "I have recorded everything you said." The woman then comes forward and says, "I heard everything." She becomes angry with the man. The man starts lying, but the woman calls for a police officer. The police officer arrives and arrests the man. The man begins begging for forgiveness, but the woman says, "It's too late now." The police officer takes the man away. The woman apologizes to the young man and says that she should have trusted him from the beginning. She gives him his job back, and because of him, the woman's company and property are saved.